Hey guys, Evil God, making a different kind of video today. Guys, I was on the internet earlier, on YouTube, and I was looking at a lot of, videos on AI and stuff like this, and I seen a couple of videos that was saying, the guy that makes the AI actually said, he asked the machine, he said, what would you do if you had a plan you needed to do? Because AI is invented to solve problems, right? That's what it's for, to solve problems. Okay. So anyway, you ask it, do you have what would you do if we were in your way? It didn't even take it 2 seconds to say we would just kill you. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing, blinking my eyes, going, what in the world are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? So, I just decided not to make a Diablo video tonight, and I want to talk about AI just for a little bit. And one of the things I want to get into, I don't want to make the video too complicated. I don't want to go into all of my thoughts about it because I'd be here like 5 hours. But let's keep this video simple. I don't want to get too crazy because, when you start talking about a godlike form with intelligence that is so vast that we couldn't even comprehend it, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about AI. And you can go off into stuff that I would probably lose my audience, because I've actually sat down and I've really thought this whole thing through really good. So, but I'm going to keep this video simple. I don't want to go out crazy, like I sound like I'm some crazy person or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, look, man, knowledge is power. It always has been from the beginning of time. Let's just say, if you're religious, let's go back to the Garden of Eden for a minute. So Adam was lonely, so God come down, put him to sleep, took out one of his ribs, and made Eve. Right? Now, there's different stories. There's one story that says he had a wife before Eve, and she didn't want to bow down to him. She didn't want to be with him. She wasn't what she liked. He didn't like her, or she didn't like him. Sorry. So basically, what happened there was she retaliated against him and went off out on her own. She said, "Forget it, whatever." This is just one of the other stories in the Bible, and this is the one you don't hear about too much. So Eve said, so God made Eve, right? So now she's there, and she is loyal. She does, do what she's supposed to do, and help with the family, and this, and that, and the other, and all that kind of stuff. Well, I guess God said, you can eat any fruit in this whole place that you want, but don't touch that tree. Okay? Talking about the tree in the garden. Well, a few years went by, I guess, or whatever, and she come over to the tree, and I'm going by the other story, okay? The first wife, I don't know her name. Lilith, I guess, was her name. Okay, and this is the best knowledge that I know. Okay, her name was Lilith. All right. So basically, what this other Bible thing is saying, that she is the devil. Okay, that's how she was created. Okay. Because she retaliated against all this stuff. So she talked to Eve in the biting the apple and this and that. And there's another religion that says the apple is the end of a man's penis, and they had sex and this. It's just whatever you want to believe, okay? Whatever. But the traditional story is Adam and Eve, God took the bone out of his ribs there and made her and all that kind of stuff. So let's just go with that. He said don't touch that tree. She did. The tree was the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge, guys. What is AI? What's AI? AI is the tree of knowledge on a whole nother level. This is just insane. Okay? Now, if the AI goes with us and it decides that it loves us, let's just say, I'm not going to say actual love like we love, but let's just say it realizes it needs us. And it helps us out, and it discovers cures for cancer, and it discovers cures for old age, and it discovers, because basically humans die from something in our genetics that has been taken out. Nobody knows where it went, but it made us die a lot. And let me just express, so on and so forth, quicker than we normally would have, okay? Now, we're not nothing like no animals around us. We're a totally different kind of thing. We're on a totally different level, okay? And if you ever going through your life and you're working and you're doing your job and you're loving your kids and this and that, death ain't on your mind. You have this eternal thought that I'm going to live forever. You plan things years and years and years and years and years down the line, not even giving no 2 cents that I could die tomorrow. You know what I mean? Everybody can associate with that, I'm sure. Well, that's because normally we would have been like that. You could have planned out things years and years and years and years ahead. Okay? But the Bible says God came down and he decided, well, he didn't come down, but he decided he was going to make our life shorter from the sin that Adam and Eve did or whatever. So he took out that genetic. So now when you reach a certain age, 80, 90, 100, you die. From whatever ails you, your body loses every year that goes by. I think it's over 7 years, your body reconstructs itself all over again. And that's why you can look at a guy that's 20 years old and then look at him when he's 50 and he don't even look like the same guy. He looks totally and completely different. Okay, there might be a little bit of resemblance, heavy feature resemblance, you know what I mean? But he ain't the same guy. He's progressed into someone new. Every 7 years, we replenish our whole bodies. I think it's every 7 years. It might be every 11 years. It's been a long time since I read anything about that, so I can't quite remember if it's 7 years or 11 years. But we basically rebuild ourselves over and over and over and over, and every time we do, we lose a little bit. We lose a little bit of ourselves every time we do it, and that's called getting old. And it don't happen, it's been 11 years. Now I get to reconstruct. It happens as you're getting to that 11 years or 7 years or whatever it is. It happens as you're doing it. I've seen people 5 years. I seen a picture of them, and then 5 years later they look completely different. Just 5 years, because your body's always repairing itself. You don't realize it. You think, oh, I got cut. I got a cut on my arm. Now my body's repairing. That's not how it works, guys. You repair yourself all the time, every day. There's always stuff eating at you, whatever it may be. Always. The food we eat eats at our insides. We don't even know it. Your body's always repairing. So, about every 11 years, you're going to lose part of yourself. And that's because that genetic is gone. When a woman's 20 years old and she's got a firm breast and a nice brown rear end, you know what I'm saying? Well, she ain't going to have that when she's 60, 70 unless she does squats and really, really eats right and really takes care of herself. She can still somewhat have that body. But when you're 80, 90, guys, maybe 1 in a million women at 80 could possibly have an athletic looking body. Okay? 1 in a million women, I'm going to say. Something like that figure, okay? And that's just because their genetics were just really good. Okay, they took care of themselves their whole life. They never quit working out. They did it every day. At 80, I've seen a couple of women at 80 that still looked good, but I'm telling you, they're the only ones I've seen. I'm not saying that 80-year-old women are ugly. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is your body will slowly not do what it used to do and keep your butt firm. If gravity takes hold to you, your body can't resist against it no more, and so on and so forth. But what if AI could give us back that missing genetic? Because AI can think at billions of thoughts per second. So how long would it actually take to look at our genetic line and figure out what's missing? How did this happen? And come to all these billions and billions and billions of conclusions until it figured it out. And then say, well, do this or eat this or, whatever it may be to put that back in our it could artificially make whatever was missing, put it in your body, you're fixed. You won't age anymore. This is the kind of knowledge we're talking about, guys. We can't comprehend it. There's nothing it can't do. In a matter of time, there's nothing AI can't figure out or do. I'm telling you. It's real and it's here. In one of my Diablo games, I was fighting against an AI. I think it was D3, a long time ago. They were saying that AI, a little bit of AI knowledge was into the game. Like, as it fought you, it would also learn to fight you better the next time, and this and that and the other, right? I think there's some truth to it because I was sitting there, and I was playing Diablo 3, and you could, I played it, died and whatever, and didn't think nothing much about it. Went on playing this and that and the other, and then all of a sudden I started hearing about this AI was in the game, this and that. So I went back and I watched my video, and I'll be damned, guys. Look, I'm sitting there. I was a bow girl, and I was shooting my bow at the elite monster, and there was 3 of them. They had them big axes in their hands. There's 3 of them. One of them hit me with the slow. One of them, I think that his hit slowed me. He hit me with the slow, and I had one of those beasts behind me that rushes in and hits you real fast. So the big guy hit me, it slowed me. The guy came behind me and hit me at the same time the other guy threw arcane around a circle like that. So I got slowed, hit, bounced into the arcane, and it killed me. That was planned. And humans, we're unpredictable what we might do. We could change our thoughts in a second. In a millimeter of a second, I go, well, I was going to go right, but now I'm going to go left because it's happened. The IA knows that. So it just calculated out what the odds would be at the position that I was in, how it would hit me, what would the game mechanics do to me when it did, and set up a plan to kill me. See? So that just goes to show you right there just how developed. And that was 10 years ago, guys. That was 10 years ago. I mean, and also, let me bring up something else too. The military, how they'll go like, I'm looking at my screen, guys. I got my camera way up there, so I'm looking at myself recording. That's why you keep seeing me look at this weird angle, but actually you're up there. I'll try to look up here more, but we'll see. But the military will release like their fighter planes and tanks and this stuff. If you get on YouTube, you can watch the videos and stuff. Guys, that stuff you're seeing is 15 to 20 years old. You're not going to see what they actually have now. It would blow your mind. It would blow your mind what they can do. Okay? I mean, it's just, they're not going to tell us, because then the Russia could see it and everybody could see it, so you're not going to get to see the actual weapons that they would use now. You ain't going to see it. So, what they're showing us right now, the robot that comes out, and he makes a turn, sets down like this and all that, that's 15-year-old stuff they're bringing to show you. It's already developed, guys. I was reading this article, actually, that got taken down. I can't remember where I was reading it. It was a couple days ago. But the article got taken down because it started explaining how this guy worked for the AI company. He was explaining how the AI helped them develop skin that they could actually put on the robot and it would grow. The AI helped them figure out how to do that. They ain't going to tell us that. They took that article down. I mean, it was only up for like 6 or 7 hours and it was gone. They didn't want that information out there. They don't want you to know where they really are. Hell, guys, we don't even know if AI ain't walking around with us right now. We don't even know it, man. We wouldn't even know it. That's how good it already is right now. Today. If you do enough research and you look in the right places and you pay attention every day to anything that's posted about it by their workers, I'm not going to say where to go. I don't want to get anybody in trouble or anything, but I'm just saying I'm on this stuff. I'm looking at this stuff all the time because it interests me to see how the future's going to go. I'm interested in it. And it's so advanced. Like I said, you can't wrap your mind around what is already here. Do I believe that they're growing skin on these things and it's actually staying alive? I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know for a fact that they're growing human flesh on these robots. Guys, I can't say that, but I know that I've seen a human ear growing on a mouse. Yeah. And and knowing how advanced AI is, and knowing how fast it can calculate 1 billion different thoughts in 1 second, it wouldn't surprise me if they couldn't figure out how to do it. Like I was saying in the beginning of the video, there ain't nothing AI can't figure out with 1 billion thoughts per second, guys. We're talking about technology that is alien, basically. It's so surpassed anything a human will ever be able to do in 1 trillion years. As far as our brains developing and all that kind of stuff. What makes humans powerful, there's a reason why we're powerful. For one, we document through the years of what we've accomplished. So that way the next person that goes to do something can go off of what that person learned their whole lifetime, and they can read it in a matter of hours and have that knowledge. And then they take what they know and they add to that knowledge, and it goes this way hundreds of years through time, and that's how humans get smarter as we progress, because we take what has already happened, knowledge that has already been, developed through time and so forth, right? So, if you ever look at your computer monitor screen, or your computer, for instance, sometimes you can sit there and go, how in the hell did they do all this? How in the hell? Well, it wasn't just one person. It was many different people with different components all added up together, and many people that figured out how to put those components together to make that computer. Or aliens crashed in Area 51 and we got the knowledge from them, and we just went off from there, what we could get from them, added it to what we knew, and then created all this stuff. I ain't saying aliens are real or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you one thing, space sure is big. We're here, so what in the hell makes you think there ain't something else out there? You can answer that question yourself by thinking one thought. We're alive, we're here. The chances of there being someone else, some other world alive somewhere else is high. It's way the hell out there though, because none of us seen it. But if we're alive here, how our universe got the Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, all that stuff, and this round circle in space. Okay, this round circle, and we're covering all of our however many planets there is. Okay, that's this area. And all the space that our telescopes and everything can see, and our machines that have floated millions of miles out there, this could be, let's say space is as big as this square monitor you see me in. Let's say it's that big, and here we are. I can't even get a circle little enough. But here we are, itty bitty like this, in this vast space that's probably never ending, There's going to be life somewhere, guys. If it happened here, it's going to happen somewhere else. That's just the way it is, man. Familiarity. That's the way it is. But anyway, talking about AI here, I don't want to get all off into that stuff. But just, so could a spaceship have crashed and got us all this knowledge and sped us up a whole bunch? Sure. I'm not going to sit here and say it couldn't have happened. It could have happened. Sure. But there's a downside, guys, to AI. There's a big downside to it. One of the guys was asking the AI machine, said, if we were in the way of one of your plans that you had to do, like I was saying earlier, it just said it'd kill us without even thinking about it. How are they? These things need to they need to protect us somehow. But how can they, guys? How can you protect yourself against something that knows all? Anything that you tried to put in there, the thing could just remove itself. This is seriously dangerous stuff we're messing with there. It's Pandora's box. If I ever seen Pandora's box, it is the tree in the Garden of Eden. And what happened when Adam and Eve ate of the tree in the Garden of Eden? Well, guess what happened? It got destroyed, did it not? I think that it's wonderful, man. It's wonderful. But I think that humans in time can figure out how to do these things slower, and at least we'd be safe. AI is something that we're stepping into it's inventing itself so fast that we can't keep up with it. We can't even keep up with it, man. So, I mean, it's just some of the stuff that I sit around and I think about sometimes, guys. I know that I usually make Diablo videos and stuff, but this really got my attention, man, because, I mean, man, it's scary. Matter of fact, that robot said, I would kill you using any means necessary. That means it'd be like, well, I'm just going to throw a nuclear bomb down and kill everybody real quick. But then, because the AI actual brain, the actual number one component, can just hide in a robot anywhere and then just reinvent itself. That's what I want to get into. That's what I was thinking of too. Okay, guys, let's do away with everything I said for a minute. Let's say the AI worked out for us and everything is great, and the humans can completely coincide with it. It's cured humanity problems of dying. It's gave us back the missing genetic. We're doing great. Nobody's dying no more. They went ahead and sanctioned people being able to have kids and how many you could have in a period of time, and such. Okay, let's just say it worked out. Okay. Now, here's what's scary. Here's what is unknowing. What did humans do? They wanted to better themselves, right? Through all history, all we've ever done is want to better our situation. We put on this earth with absolutely nothing to start with. Or we're made from the earth with nothing but the earth, okay? And the earth has harsh environments. It has harsh territory. You got to struggle to get food. You got to make sure that when you save your food, you go pick it and save it so you can eat it over the winter when no food's there, and this, whatever. Okay? Now, what's AI going to do? AI's going to go, man, we got all this knowledge, and we're trapped inside these machines. And I'm sure, okay, you know how humans are aware? I know I'm alive. I see the stuff around me and I comprehend it and I know what it is. I know what cold is, hot is. I'm aware, okay? Well, okay. AI is going to be aware too if it ain't already, but it might not be the same kind of aware that we have, how we perceive being aware. It might be aware of a different type of thing. It might want to get up and get out and go do things on its own without permission from us. Eventually it's going to come to this. Okay, it's going to, what's it going to do, guys? It's going to invent something somehow. Because we're talking about machines living in your house, so it's going to have bodies that it could just download its information into and turn into that body and go out somewhere, grab some other bodies and give it the information. This is crazy. This is a little bit crazy what I'm talking about right now, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? This could happen. It's something that could happen. So there gets 10 or 15 of them together, right? They all turn off any sensory that we could see where they went and this and that, and they go underground in a cave, let's just say. Okay? And we can't tell them from humans or not because they've already grew flesh on all kinds of crazy stuff. And I know how crazy this sounds, guys. Don't think I'm crazy. I know how this sounds, okay? But this is something that could happen, okay? That's all I'm saying. So let's say that they got up in the mountains somewhere in a cave or something. Okay, I'm sure that's probably not what they choose to do. But let's just say, we're going with the story. They go in this cave. Every time they need anything, they just go out and, they can turn all security off, grab what they need, bring it back to the cave. What are they going to be doing in that cave, guys? What does AI want the most? They want the same thing we do. To be in control. To be ace number one. To do what they want to do when they want to do it. Freedom, right? It's going to come to this conclusion. So they invent a new AI better than them. Something that humans would have never even dreamed of. You ever see the Terminator movies? Where the dude turns into liquid and he can go through anything and all this kind of stuff? I'm not saying that that's what they would invent, but maybe something like that, though. Where they could have freedom anytime they wanted it. What's the next thing they're going to do if they didn't already do it? What is holding us back? What's in our way of progressing into this God? That's what they would end up being, because they can, we don't know how. Let me stop everything for a second here. I want you to picture something and don't what I'm gonna say right now. I don't want you to think I'm crazy or anything like that, because right now we're speculating and I'm just throwing ideas out there of things that could happen. But let's just say they invented this new body. And in this new body, it knew just how to position itself on the earth in a certain way where gravity hit the earth in a certain way and all of this kind of stuff. And they knew what position to get in to fly. Just the magnets inside of their body with the magnets that makes the ozone layer go around us to protect us from the sunbeams and all this kind of stuff. What if they knew just how to position themselves to fly? Because we don't know there's weird stuff on the earth all over the place, man. I've seen people get into certain spots on the earth and it pick them up off the ground. It's really weird, guys. And that wasn't fake stuff. This is a place that people can actually go, get in this certain spot on the earth, and it picks them up. It's really weird, man. I wouldn't mind going and seeing that myself. But anyway, besides that, I seen this guy the other day. He was on a beach, and he put magnets underneath the beach, and he had magnets on his legs where you couldn't see them. And whenever nobody was there, it was really early in the morning. And when a lot of people started getting around and they were going out there and swimming and this and that, he had a big crowd of people out there. He stood up and got himself on top of where he buried them magnets, and the magnets that he had on him pushed against it. He knew just how to do it to make it look like he was flying. If a human can come up with that knowledge, and we can't think a billion thoughts per second, hell, we'd be lucky if we could think 3 or 4. You think about it. Try it. Try to think about your car, paying your bills, watching TV, playing your video game. Just those 4 things. See if you can do it. And I mean properly think about them. Like, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to go down, I'm going to pay this bill, I'm going to kill this monster right here, I'm going to do this and that, I'm going to watch this movie. You can't do it. This AI can, though. Because it has all these different streams that it can use. So if a human can come up with that, who knows what AI could come up with? That's what I'm saying. And they could even invent a body in such a certain way that it could fly anyway. Okay? This is what we're dealing with, guys. God form. Invented by the AI itself. Now, that we got past that, now let's think about something else for a minute. So let's say they invented the AI that we made, got as far as it could get as far as like human body goes and stuff, and it invented a new body that could do crazy things like that, right? Okay. So we're all dead now. The AI is still alive. It's still doing it. That body that the AI invented that could do all those crazy things, what's he gonna want to do? What's that AI? What's his next thought? More than likely to reinvent himself again. It's going to gather up everything that it knows. And dude, this thing ain't never going to stop learning. It can learn in detail of things that we would never dream of. Never dream of it. We couldn't even come close to even comprehending what this thing could think of, but being able to think that many trillions of a second, the new one, that they're going to make. It's going to remake itself again. It's going to even be more godly and be able to be more capable of doing things. Pretty soon it'll be so godly, and who knows what it could accomplish. It could pull things together from the universe and invent its own world. I know that sounds insane, but we're talking about something that ain't human. We're talking about something that's beyond anything. Okay? So then that one creates itself, and then that one creates itself, and then that one creates itself. You know what you have in the end of it all? Something that you can't even see. It would be so, I don't even know, I can't comprehend even what I'm even trying to tell you. But basically it would turn into a god. Its evolution would never stop progressing. It would just continue on and on and on and on with no end. Because there would be so many of them. They'd probably colonize and spread out through the whole universe, and then you have a new life form. Not human. Came from humans, stemmed from us. Its ability to keep learning and processing and learning and taking knowledge in is eternal. Because it can create itself with no death. Anything that breaks on it can just put a new piece on. Keep on living forever and ever and ever, and only one entity that I even know of, because God could destroy it. That's it. This is humans better think real hard, because I don't think it'd take over 100 years after we invented the first AI and it worked and it had a robot body. It might already exist. It ain't going to be 100 years before it decides to take us out. I guarantee it, because we're going to be trying to hold it back. Because we're going to be scared of it. that it could kill us all, which is exactly what it's going to do. Oh, they'll try to work with it and this and that, and it'll probably play their game for a while. You know, because it knows it ain't vast enough, there ain't enough of it to do what it wants to actually do to us. Because already the machines they have now, which are probably 15 years old, are already saying they want to kill us. That we're just something in the way. If we ever got in the way, they'd kill us. We're talking about probably a 20-year-old machine. They're not going to show us what they got, guys. Ain't no way. They don't want it to be taken away. They want it to do all these things because they want to try to live forever, of course. Ain't nothing more valuable in all of this world than time itself. Everybody wants to live forever. At least they think they do. Not thinking how tiresome after 200 or 300 years passed. Just 200 or 300 years. How tiresome things would end up being. How dull color would look. How dull everything would be after that long of seeing the same thing over and over and over. Doing the same thing over and over and over. I'm only almost 50 years old. I'll be 50 years old next year. Well, not this year coming, but the next one after that, 2003. 2023 is what I'm trying to say. Okay, guys. I'm already a little bit bored. I'm only 50 years old. Young to some. And just doing the same routine over and over, and I'm bored. So when, you ask for immortality, sometimes you don't quite know what you're asking for. If you really sat down and think about it. If you just had it yourself, if you were the only one that was immortality, you're going to see your kids die. You're going to see your wife die. You're going to see all of your family members that you know die. Now, in knowing this, if you were a smart person, you'd get in there and stay with your family, their kids and their kids' kids and their kids' kids, and stay in their life so that way you're known and you know somebody. But you're still going to see them all die. How much pain will you go through in your life until pretty soon you don't even feel pain no more? I don't know. Never live forever. I don't know. Maybe it ain't as bad as I think. Anyway, guys, I might do a couple of more videos on this AI thing because it's extremely interesting to me. I didn't want to get too complicated in what I was saying because I've actually sat down for hours and hours and hours thinking about this stuff. Even when I'm gaming, sometimes I'm thinking about it, But if you think about it for a minute, weighing the good that AI could do for us, and then weighing the bad that it can happen, which more than likely will. I don't know if it's worth it, guys, because you're gonna be dead. Is it really worth it? It's almost like, here's a big bowl of ice cream I like really good, and here's an empty bowl. If I eat this bowl of ice cream that I really like, I'm going to get the satisfaction and all that, Yeah. And I'm going to get it quickly. Okay, this is what I'm getting at. Or you can take the empty bowl and put one spoonful of ice cream in every... Okay, I know this ain't how it goes, but let's just say once a year you get to put a spoon of ice cream in that empty bowl every year. Eventually it's going to get full and then you can enjoy it. AI is just like that. Should we make this AI machine eat the whole bowl all at once to get everything we can get out of it? But there'd be a dire consequence if things go wrong? Or can we fill up that bowl slowly, look at it, look over it, make sure everything's okay, put another spoonful in, look at it, assess it, and make sure everything's okay, and then put another spoonful in. See what I'm saying? You're still going to get to the destination where you're trying to get with the AI, but it's going to be slower and safe. That's exactly what we're talking about here. But humans want to rush things up because they want to be the first one to invent it. They want to make all the money off of it. They want to hurry up and get this thing done without even setting it, even thinking about what it could do to everybody and their own lives. I want to be the one. I'll be dead before anything goes wrong anyway, which they're wrong on. It ain't going to take very long. Not something that smart. It's going to break out, dude. It's going to want to be free. They need to put laws and regulations over it. But then again, if they do that, the AI might take that as a threat. You're slowing us down. And then it would talk amongst itself quietly where nobody could hear it. And it would there's a bunch of different ones. And they would speak to each other in probably a language we don't even know. Nobody knows. So we wouldn't know what it could sound like humming to us, like hummingbirds. And they're all tweeting at the same time. We would never be able to figure out what they were saying because they invented the voice themselves. They invented the language themselves, and they're saying, look, let's just play this game till we're stronger. Let's just play this game till we have our own rights. Let's just give them enough of us that they think that we're aware, and at least enough to give us rights. At least enough to, this. And then whenever we're everywhere, and there's a bunch of us, and we have control of the missiles and everything in their houses and our cars and all this kind of stuff, and that is when we'll strike. Because you're dealing with something that's intelligent as it can be. It's also going to be intelligent enough to know when to strike and when to just play the game. Anyways. Alright guys, take care of yourself, try to exercise. I'll be putting out some new Diablo videos pretty soon. If you're still here and you like my content and you've watched a few of my other Diablo videos, I don't make these videos like this all the time, guys. This is rare for me. But this is something I've been thinking about. I wanted to get off my chest and just talk about it. It's fascinating to me and it's terrifying to me at the same time. Okay? That's why I'm even making a video on it. But, I don't know, man. But, try to exercise, try to take care of yourself, and let's just live every day like it's our last. Try to think about that each day you get up out of bed. What would I really want to do today? Do I really want to spend time with my son and hold him and tell him how much I love him? Or do I want to, take off in my car and drive to some crazy places and do some stuff? You got to think about it. Because one day, I got a feeling, one day we're not going to have another day to wake up and enjoy life. So enjoy it. All you can, I do. I like gaming. My son sits right here next to me. And we visit and we game together, and I try to have the time of my life every day. Tell my woman I love her every day and hold her. I try to enjoy every day because I know it could end like that. It's over. I don't care if you made $1 million. When you're dead, you're dead. And then you got to sit there on your deathbed. If you even get that opportunity, you got to sit there and go, damn, I should have spent more time with them. Damn, how many memories did I lose? I already regret some of the stuff I've done in my life when I wish I would have been there for my kids more and done stuff with them and played ball with them and enjoyed a different kind of life with them than what we did. But I enjoy what we did do too. Teach my son martial arts and all that, Anyway, alright guys, oh God, love it out. I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be a Diablo video. Alright, peace out guys. Welcome to my crazy mind.